All right, welcome to the action here. Sorry about that. We did not expect the early start. Our boys came out on the ice. It is only 5:57 here, so feel free to rewind this when you get hopped on the YouTube channel here and watch it from the start. But boys started about 10 minutes early. We were still hanging out in the lobby, weren't expecting this, and our boys came out on the ice. We're not given a warm-up, and they just went right to the game. So it looks like they did not Zamboni the ice either. So for whatever reason, between the last game and this game, no Zam and no warm-up. Might have been behind schedule and trying to make it up. Who knows? But nevertheless, early start. It's only about 2.5 minutes into the game. Still 0-0. Consolation game here for the Warriors. Are playing the Bearcat Hockey Club, so no chance of advancing for either one of these teams. This is the final game, regardless of the outcome, but still good chance to end on a high note here and try to pull out a win. Robotham up there on the right side, chips it in. Howard chasing after. He's got Walcott in tow. On the ice for defense, Phillips and Dooning. Phillips retreats, picks up the puck, little backhand sauce back over to Dooning. A little high stick there, but yep, and there it's called, so stoppage in play here with about 11.5 minutes left. Got to keep a heads up here. There's no netting all the way down the side, so netting on the ends, but frequently you'll see netting as well on the sides in the youth hockey arenas, but not the case here, so got to keep a good heads up for any errant pucks coming over. Warriors control. Palmer sends it up the side, trying to find Newton. Maybe Moss, but doesn't get out. Shot on target, turned away by Fine. Couple more rebound attempts. Loose puck in the crease, trying to get it out or cover it. I think Fine tried to grab that last one, but it squirted behind the net, and the Warriors will dig it out. Newton over to Palmer. Got Curry in tow. He dropped pass for Curry. Shot on target. Loose puck goes right behind the net. Good opportunity there for a rebound, but kicked aside by the Bearcat defenseman. Loose puck in front, turn, fires. Curry trying to keep that down low enough to get a shot. Another good shot by Newton, but block didn't get through traffic. 3 or 4 good shots here on this shift for the Warriors. Right in front. Palmer's shot just goes wide. Trying to set it up back to the point for Dooning. He'll play it down low, circles around, looking for Moss. Moss sends it back to the point, but Palmer had started the pinch, so he'll have to come back and retreat to pick up that puck. Nobody home at the blue line on that pass back to the point. Tough exchange there. Ends up on a Bearcat stick. He fires a shot and heads to the bench during a line change. Curtin trying to set it up the boards. It's killed in, though, by the Bearcat Hockey Club. We'll finally get it up to Moss. Moss chips it ahead for Newton. Newton on the right side. Moss in tow. Shot. Scores! Strike first. Good to see that. Hasn't always been the case this weekend, but a great start for the Warriors. Tough angle shot. It looked like on that rush there with the 2 Warriors streaking to the right side. There might be a pass back to the middle, but or a pass, a shot on target looking for a rebound, but that actually went in the net, which is a tough angle. You don't expect that. You're really looking for that rebound to come back out and maybe get that on the second attempt, but nice strike for the Warriors. Good to see them on top to start this game. Phillips and McCabe back on D, trying to set something up. Tough exchange there at the blue line. Bearcat Hockey Club will chip it down deep. McCabe behind the net. Centering pass broken up. Another centering pass goes all the way back to the point. Nobody there. Bearcats will regroup. They'll chip it down low. Comes all the way back for McCabe. Over to Phillips. Phillips trying to backhand it up the boards. Intercepted by the Bearcat Club. Weak shot turned aside by Fine. Loose puck dug out eventually by McCabe. McCabe looking for an outlet pass. Quick touch pass over to Welsh. Sends it over to Whitlock, but poke checked away by the Bearcats. Bearcats through center ice. Trying to get through some traffic. Broken up, though. Dooning there as well, along with a couple other Warriors to break up that play. A few of them will head to the bench for a line change. Fresh legs out for the Warriors. Walcott deep in pursuit, but he'll circle back. Botham back on the forward line as well. Here comes Howick, your third winger, your third forward, I should say. Just offsides. That'll come back out. Palmer trying to chip it in, goes off the chest of a Bearcat player. Botham down there along with Howick. Warriors dig it out to play it back to Walcott on the point. Walcott trying to chip it deep, gets through some traffic, but picked up by Palmer. Tough angle shot, similar shot from the other side. Sharp angle, went wide, came back to the point. A quick shot by Dooning, and that's covered up by the goalie. We'll get a face-off here, just over 8 minutes left in period number 1. Back to the point for Phillips. He'll chip it back in, but picked up by the Bearcats, and they'll slide it all the way down the ice. That'll be an icing call. We'll get another face-off back at the same end. Loose puck in the neutral zone, trying to chip it back to Phillips. Phillips will retreat, only man back, looking for an opening here. Real quick give and go on the far side with Moss. Then he chips it back to Curtin, trying to do a little drop pass for Newton. Here comes Newton up the left side. Zone entry for Newton, drop pass back for Moss. Trying to pull the trigger, but he got poke checked away at the last second. Good puck movement there by the Warriors. You can kind of see they're finding a little rhythm and knowing where their teammates will be. Several good passes on that shift. McCabe brought it close to the blue line, but not out. Kept it in for a shot, but eventually turned out by the Bearcats. Bearcats at center ice. 2 men back, poke check by Phillips, breaks up the play. McCabe in the corner, battling. They get it chipped around to the far side. Moss over to Curtin. Curtin over the blue line. He's got Moss streaking, sauces it back to him. Great pass. Shot and a great save by the goalie. Great sauce there by Curtin, trying to get it up and over the defenseman's stick, and he did. And a good shot by Moss, point blank, and covered up by the goalie. Just under 7 remaining. We'll get another face-off in the offensive zone for the Warriors. Like the intensity so far. After that melee, I guess I should have added some comments to that too. That little melee that ended the previous game. Initially sounded like there'll be a couple players that had to sit for this game. They pulled that back. No suspension by the players, but Coach Travis not able to coach the game on the bench. So that was the only suspension that was handed down, was the coaching suspension. So got a couple other stand-ins on the bench for us here. The coach Joel Griffin, who was helping out already, and then we've got Dallas Palmer on the bench as well. But Coach Travis down on the glass, observing with the hockey dads. Back to the point, just chipped over the blue line. Orioles are reset. Dooning over to Palmer on the near side. Palmer over the blue line. He's got Whitlock in tow. Circles around, buying some time. Back to the right point, looking for Dooning. Dooning in. Good shot right in the slot, looking for a tip, and it just died and sat there. Dooning again, circling around, trying to find some space. We'll bring it all the way back to Palmer. Palmer with a head of steam around one defender up through the neutral zone over the blue line. He's got Whitlock in tow on the left side. Quick shot, blocker save. Puck goes behind the net and cleared out by the Bearcats. Didn't quite catch what the penalty is, but it is a man advantage right now for the Warriors. Number 94 is in the box for the Bearcats, so power play here for the Warriors for another 30 seconds. Shot on target, kicked aside by the Bearcat goalie. McCabe trying to keep it alive, comes back to center ice. Howitt gets shoved down from behind. They probably get a rough, I guess they'll call that. That'd be a 5-on-3 for 18 seconds. And then another 5-on-4, depending what happens here. Of course, you score a goal that brings the player off out of the penalty box. 5-on-3 here for 18 seconds. And then a minute 12 of 5-on-4. So we'll see what happens here. Warriors win it back to McCabe. Back over to Phillips. Down low. Back to the point. Phillips looking for a shooting lane. Trying to play it back down. Goes off the skate. Picked up by Robotham. There's Robotham in the far point. Chipped back out. Back to 5-on-4. One penalty has been burned off. Shot in tight. Block save by the goalie, and they try to cover it. Scooped out by the defenseman. He'll clear it. Goalie reached for it, but pulled away by the defenseman. McCabe chips it around a poke check. Skates up to his own pass. Through center ice. He's got Walcott in the center. Howick, as well as Robotham on the far side. He'll chip it back to Walcott. Walcott trying to play it back to the point. Robotham back checking. Breakaway here. Shot goes wide right. Bearcat player jumped the pass. Now we got a 2-on-1 the other direction. Walcott and Howick, 2-on-1. Walcott goes wide. Drops it back for Howick. Line change for the Warriors. Howick plays it over to Palmer. Palmer, quick shot. Stick save, goes into the corner. Bearcats cleared out. They'll flip it up and over. 10 seconds left on the penalty kill for the Bearcats. They're just trying to burn some clock and get some fresh legs out. Stretch pass out to Howick. Howick over the blue line. Blocked as he took a shot. Goes up in the left corner, high off the glass. Going to come back to Dooning on the point. Dooning evades some traffic. Trying to get a wrist shot. Kicked wide by the goalie. 3.5 minutes remaining here in this first period. Drop pass for Palmer. He'll pinch in deep. Trying to skirt through some traffic. Tied up in the corner. Dooning rolls back to the point. Moss pursuing in the far corner. Breaks up the play. Curtin back there as well. They're trying to send it out. But we'll come back to Palmer on the point. Palmer keeps it below the blue line. Great pass in the high slot. Chipped wide. Moss will dig it out. Moss battling, trying to get a great centering pass there. Puck goes wide. It'll be scooped up by Newton. Warriors doing a good job to maintain possession here. It is full strength 5-on-5, but still playing as if it was a man advantage. A lot of good puck possession there in the offensive zone for the Warriors. Loose puck trickled through the slot, turned aside by Fine. Warriors will break it out. Long stretch pass, trying to find Moss or Newton. We'll get a penalty here as Curtin went hard into player in the corner. Probably a rough. We'll see what they indicate. Interference, they call it. .232 remaining in period number 1. Warriors trying to kill off their penalty here to finish up the first period. Be about a minute left when that expires, if they can kill off the penalty and keep the Bearcats from scoring. Big hit there behind the net. Whitlock pursuing. Loose puck comes out. Welsh trying to bring it in the slot, but poke checked away by the Bearcats. Errant pass for the Bearcats. They'll regroup behind their own blue line. Burned off 30 seconds so far. No offensive time on this power play for the Bearcats. Puck comes around to Welsh. Gets chipped out just past the blue line. It's offsides. The referees don't have their arm up, but it was offsides. Cleared out anyway, so no big deal. Bearcats through the neutral zone. Poke checked away by Howick. Good job by Howick to break up the play. Here comes Griffin. Trying to skirt through the defense. Another good poke check breaks up that play. Busted rush for the Bearcats. They'll regroup with 20 seconds left in their power play. Not sure they had a shot on goal. Had a little tangle over there with Griffin and another player. Or, sorry, that was Dooning, actually. Dooning and another player collided at the red line. A little back and forth. 2 seconds left, and we're back to full strength. Dooning drop pass for Howick. Howick shot. Tip. That's a dangerous tip there in front of the net by the defenseman. He knocked it down, but that's same sort of tip that an offensive player would do, and it might redirect it past the goalie. Got to be careful there. Palmer evades some traffic up through center ice. Palmer skating around a few defensemen, going wide down to the face-off circle, circling around. He's got Robotham in front. Tried to feed Robotham there in the crease, but flipped out here for the last 30 seconds of the period, all the way down for an icing call. 27 seconds remaining in this first period, and I would assume we'd get a ZAM after this. We'll see. But started on ice that wasn't surfaced and without a warm-up, so I'm guessing they'll give him a break here between periods. Missed that call here. It's like we got a hook on Curtin. So Curtin goes off. A little father-son time in the box there. 27 seconds left. Number 27 goes to the box. Or no, I'm sorry. Looks like it was Robotham. My bad. Sorry about that. So no father-son time. Thought I saw 2-7 as he got off the ice. Might have been Curtin coming back out to take the face-off. Curtin is on the ice with Newton. McCabe and Phillips are your defensemen. 20 seconds left here in the period. Minute 15 on the penalty to Robotham. And they fanned on it here. 4 seconds left. Newton will just let it fly. Shot on target, and that'll do it for the first period. So the players are heading off. We'll get a ZAM for the first intermission. I'll go ahead and put it on mute. Let the Zamboni do its thing, and I'll come back here in about 15 minutes, and we'll see you for the second period. Good start for the Warriors, though. 1-0 and a lot of good shots, a lot of good pressure. Let's see if they can keep it up and end this weekend on a high note. We'll see you in about 15. underway here in the second period. Still about a minute left from the penalty to Robotham. Warriors up 1-0. Good opportunities here. Short-handed. Again, getting some good pressure. We see a lot of that this weekend. The Warriors have had probably a similar amount of good looks in the last couple games, being short-handed as much as they had full strength. Good play there by Palmer to edge off his man from the puck. Errant pass picked up, skated over by McCabe, but regrouped by Welsh, and he'll send it down the ice. Still 10 seconds left here to kill off in this penalty. Just about done, though. We'll keep an eye on Robotham, see if he comes out to the ice or back to the bench. He'll go to the bench and onto the ice. Couldn't quite see who was coming over the boards there, but might have been Newton. Anyway, puck went into the bench, so we'll get a stoppage in play. Another face-off here. Just under 14 minutes left. Burned off about a minute. We do have a little bit of music in this final game, so first DJ that I recall of the weekend. Livens up the crowd for a Saturday night. Warriors control, back to the point for Phillips. Phillips, a little low burner, trying to get a tip, but went all the way through. Blocked by the goalie. Dooning trying to hold the point. Gets chipped out. Moss back along with Phillips. Good poke check by Phillips, trying to find Newton. Kicked around a few times by the Bearcats, but corralled by Phillips, and he'll send it around for Dooning. Bearcats come away with it. Tough angle shot, hit the glove. Fine was set up for it. There really wasn't any angle to find the net, but it hit his glove and came back to the crease. Outlet pass from Curtin. He finds Moss. Good long stretch pass. Just off the stick, though, of Moss, and it goes into the corner. Bearcats regroup. Pass way off target, picked up by Dooning. Dooning turns and spins, trying to evade some traffic. Squirts back into the neutral zone for a Bearcat. Couldn't hang on to it, though. Chipped ahead by the Warriors. Bearcats will send it back. Curtin picks it up. He's got Phillips back with him. Curtin sends it long for Howick. Right on the tape for Howick. Shot. Tipped. Got a little stick on it to the Bearcat player, and it goes high into the netting. We'll get a stoppage in play here. Good long stretch pass there by Curtin. Almost a three-line pass. I'm pretty sure Curtin let it go deep in his own zone, and Howick trapped that right on the blue line.
Just a little.
Bearcats cleared out, but it's kept in the neutral zone here by McCabe. He'll send it back over to Palmer. Palmer up the near boards, trying to find Robotham. Just chipped over his stick, but he touched it enough. No icing. Howick in the corner. Causes an errant pass there, and it comes back to Palmer. Palmer trying to kind of dangle it around the blue line. Just stick-handled it over the blue line when a few Warriors were in the zone, so offsides call. Another minute's burned off, just under 12. Warriors chip it ahead, comes all the way back to McCabe. McCabe looking for Howick. Might have touched his stick. Nope, referee says it went under it, so no touch. That'll be an icing. And we'll bring it back, or face off to the right of Fine. Bearcats team seems to be a collection of different kids. We haven't seen that every time this weekend, but certainly some different colored helmets here, so you know these kids are playing not all together in the regular season, kind of like our crew. Loose puck in front, cleared out. Good shot, or a good save by Fine, but shot was cleared out. Welsh comes the other direction, going wide. Takes a shot, gets tipped, goes high off the glass. Griffin back as well as McCabe. They corral the long rebound. Pass trying to find Palmer, goes off of the shin guard, back into the Warrior zone. Welsh trying a little give and go there, back to McCabe. Welsh passes it up, turns out to be to himself as it came off of a Bearcat player. Good rush there on the right side. They'll chip it back to Palmer, just out of his reach. Tried to get a skate on it, but couldn't get a stick on it. Dooning back checking, beats his man to the puck. Palmer there as well. Griffin trying to play it up, but not out. Top of the face-off circle, kept in by the Bearcats. They get a penalty here. Gonna get a rough. Probably could have gone either direction. We'll see who they call, but roughing was the indication from the referee. And he's gonna get, nobody wants to claim it. All right, looks like it's gonna be Dooning. So Dooning goes off at 10:44 mark. Warriors back on the penalty kill. And true to form, Warriors control the face-off and the puck on the penalty kill. Moss dumps it down there, burns some good clock. Bearcats in the neutral zone, but messy exchange on the pass there, and that creates an offsides as it comes back out of the zone and back in. 20 seconds burned off the penalty kill. Curtin trying to chip it out, held in just on the blue line by the Bearcats. Bearcats trying to free something up for a shot, but it slides all the way through the slot. They'll regroup, trying to play it back to point. Good pressure there by Walcott. Shot right on target, saved by Fine. It kicks behind the net. I was gonna say, fortunately for the Warriors, the rebound was right near a Bearcats player that didn't have a stick. However, the reason he didn't have a stick, they're going to say, is McCabe caused interference. So they'll get McCabe for interference. It'll be 5-on-3 for 45 seconds. And then 5-on-4 for another 45. So Warriors at a two-man disadvantage here trying to kill this off. Curtin took the face off. Palmer and Phillips are your defensemen, going with 1 forward and 2 D here on this 5-on-3 penalty kill. Offsides, they have to retreat. Puck is picked up by Palmer. Ice it down the other end, but no icing call, but just dumping it on the penalty kill here. Good trap by Curtin. He'll send it right back down. Another outlet pass. Bearcats trying to set something up here. 3-on-2 break, and they pass it off the back of their own player. Curtin again will dump it in. Bearcats will regroup, trying to do a long stretch pass. Comes all the way through center ice, picked up by Phillips, and he'll send it into the corner. Burned off the first 45 seconds of the 5-on-3, so back to 5-on-4 now. Phillips back. Shot and scored. Quick move there for number 12, it looked like. 72 and a nice move, got around the defense, beat Fine above the shoulder, ties up at 1-1. That was a power play goal. Fortunately, they had burned off the first one though, so that'll bring out McCabe on the second penalty, so back to full strength. Five-on-5 hockey, 1-1 game. 9 minutes left here in period number 2. Scrum on the far side with Walcott as well as Verbotham and Dooning. They chip it into the corner. Howick pursuing as well. Verbotham in the corner battling. Good poke checks there. Bearcats come away with it though in the neutral ice. One more poke check does break up the rush though. Warriors have done a good job really containing the puck for most of this game. Palmer shot, leg pad save. To finish our thought there, the Warriors have done a good job containing the puck, but that quick shot, little, not really breakaway, just kind of split the D and had a great move to beat Fine over his shoulder. That's all it takes, those. One good move, one good play. So hopefully the Warriors over 3 periods sustain this pressure and come out on top. But so far, even on the scoreboard. Chipped in deep just past Welsh. Newton will play it. Griffin, will play it back. Comes back to Welsh. Shot off the leg pad. Goes into the far corner. They'll play it back to the point for Phillips. Phillips back down low. Phillips gets dumped at the point. Puck comes all the way back for McCabe. They'll play it back around to Phillips. Loose puck at center ice. Picked up by the Bearcats. They'll dump it down, but Phillips will glove that. He'll play it back over to McCabe. McCabe trying to pass it through center ice. Blocked by the Bearcats. Bearcats a little rush here under the blue line. Drop pass for 56 just outside the circle, but he fans on it. Here come the Warriors the other direction. Griffin up the right side. Griffin's got Welsh on the side. Or no, that was Walcott. Sorry, he's got Walcott on the side. He took a shot, goes wide over the net. Or high over the net, I should say. Phillips is back for the Warriors. Trying to play it through center ice, looking for Griffin. Eventually scooped up by Curry. Or Curtin, I should say. I see the nickname on the back. Shot off the post and in! Good second effort there by the Warriors. The first one hit the post, did not go in. Came off the back. Maybe the backside of the goalie just kind of sat there in the crease. Then the Warriors tucked it in for that second goal of the game. Palmer at center ice, trying to find a seam. He finds Moss over there on the far side. Moss trying to get a backhand shot. Poke checked away though. Curtin brings it around. Good centering pass there. Poked away, but a good effort. Dooning retreats. Circling in his own zone, trying to find some space. They played off the boards for Curtin. Curtin trying to chip it ahead, but broken up by the Bearcats. Dooning and Palmer break it up in the far corner. Bearcats recover, but they pass it right onto the stick of Newton. Newton to Palmer. Up ahead to Moss. Moss and Palmer, 2-on-1 break. Moss takes the shot, glove save, no rebound, and we'll get a face-off in the offensive zone. Quick shot after the face-off, turned aside by the Bearcat goalie. Bayshore back to McCabe. McCabe in a battle. Looks like a couple Warriors down there. Howell was there to help out as well, but broken up by the Bearcats. Robotham comes away with it, trying to get it back to McCabe. McCabe keeps it in. Good hold on the point there. Bearcats trying to sling it back to the point, but again, McCabe holds, takes a shot, goes off a leg and back into the corner. Warriors trying to get something going here, just a little back and forth behind the net. Big hit onto Robotham. Robotham goes down. Walcott and Howick are back there. Bayshore goes in, pinches the puck on the boards. Walcott there as well, but it squirts out to the puck, or to the stick of a Bearcat player. One player back was McCabe, but a good job by Bayshore to back check and tie him up. Shot trickles in. And it sure looked like it sounded like a pretty hard pad save, like he made the save, but might have banged in between the two pads and trickled in the 5-hole. That squirts in to make it 2-2. Tough angle shot from that far side, kind of like that first goal of the game for the Warriors, that same end of the ice, but initial pad save, just kind of banged around and trickled in. I saw it go through the blue paint pretty slow, so Fine had made the initial save, just couldn't smother the rebound. So 2-2 goes your score here. Welsh comes away with it. Shot. Scores! Welsh immediately answers. Brings it right back to 3-2 Warriors. Good quick answer by the Warriors there. This is a weekend high here for goals. They've only scored 1 goal in the previous couple games, 0 in the first one, so good to see the offensive output here. 3 goals in this game. Phillips picks up the loose puck. Shot from the point. Blocker save. Big hit. We're going to get a little extra rough there. Leveled Whitlock. And then after they leveled him the first time, he cross-checked him down again. I would think there'll be a penalty there. We'll see if they haul him off. I know he was trying to clear the crease for his goalie, but seemed to be a little extracurricular. Yep, 94 is going to the box, so. Warriors will go on a power play here with 4:28 left in period number 2. Referee indicating to the visitor bench it was a cross-check. 5-on-3, quick win and a shot to the other end of the ice. That'll burn off some clock here on this power play. Cross-ice pass from McCabe to Palmer. Palmer over the blue line, trying to get through some traffic. Loose puck comes over to Newton. Newton brings it back to Curtin. Winds up, slap shot goes wide. Good shot there by McCabe. They'll play it back over to Curtin on the near side. Curtin trying to get it back to the point. McCabe holds. Over there in Ovechkin's office, right pass, good pass back to the point. Shot goes into the netting. Good shot there by Palmer. Kind of thought maybe Moss would pull the trigger there, and really good quick pass right back to the point. Probably what everybody expected as well, is Moss to take that shot. But good deception, pass it back to the point, but the shot just went high. Might have got tipped up into the netting. We'll do it again. D-to-D pass. McCabe looking for a shot. Glove save. Trickles down. He's trying to cover it. He does corral it. And we'll get another face-off. Whole house change here. 4 on, 4 off for the Bearcats. Still another 47 seconds on the power play for the Warriors. Newton will take the draw. Bearcats come away with it. They chip it around, trying to chase after it. Turned aside, though, and brought back out to Curtin. Curtin touch pass to Moss. Moss and Newton breaking out here with the trailer and Palmer. Moss pulls it back, gets poked wide. Trying to find some space here. He'll play it back down low. Nice play over to Palmer. Long sauce pass to the back door. Right in front. Couldn't tuck it in. It goes just wide left. Good puck movement there. They'll bring it back to the point for Palmer. Shot looking for a tip. Curtin did get a tip on it, but went right into the goalie's glove. He'll hang on to that for a face-off. Warriors finding their groove here in this second game on Saturday night. Phillips and Bayshore out on defense. Walcott will take the face-off. Howick and Rabotham are your wingers. Cleared out by the Bearcats. Bayshore retreats to go pick it up. Back to full strength now, 5-on-5 with about 2:50 left in this period. Bayshore pass over to Howick, tipped briefly and sent up to Rabotham. Rabotham's shot gets turned wide by the goalie. Howick picks it up, trying to play it back to Phillips. Poke checked away, though, by their Bearcats. Bearcats trying to clear it out. It'll come back to Phillips. He fans on it, trying to send it in, and they'll send it back down ahead for a Bearcats player who's streaking. Bayshore and Rabotham back, though. They'll break that up. Poke checked away by Howick. That clears the zone. Pass back to the point, nobody home. Howick happy to pick that up the right side. Sends it over for Walcott. Poked out by the Bearcats. The Orioles have to reset, would have been offsides. We'll battle at center ice. The Botham comes away with it. Pass over to Howick. Howick tries to take a shot, blocked by the defenseman for the Bearcats. Back to the point, though. Bayshore with a good shot, glove save. We'll hang on to that one, and we'll get a face-off here. Just under 2 minutes remaining in this second period. Warriors hanging on to a 1-goal lead here. Trying to add to it. Get a little breathing room. Puck comes out to the point where Dooning will pick it up. Dooning passes it back on the near side over to Palmer. Palmer will flip it in. Might have got tipped, goes high in the air. Drops down below the red line. Palmer beats his man to it. Plays it back to Welsh. Welsh trying to find someone on the far side, looking for maybe Whitlock, but broken up by the Bearcats. That should be an icing. They wave it off. It started on this side of the red line, but they'll wave it off. And get an icing the other direction. So the icing whistle works one way, but not the other. Just over a minute remaining in period number 2. Griffin blocked a shot, trying to regain control, sends it behind his own net. Scooped up by Dooning. Dooning plays it over to Palmer. Palmer over the blue line. He's got Welsh streaking. Good pass for Welsh. Shot. Good pass and a good shot. Goalie was up to the challenge, though. Turned that aside, and they sent it the other direction. Under a minute now remaining in period number 2. That will be an icing call. That's a good job. Pulled the defenseman over to the left side, left Welsh all alone, and he made a great shot. But goalie had slid over in position and was able to make the save. Newton will take the face-off. He's got Moss and Curtin on the wings. Bayshore and Phillips back on D. Comes back to Bayshore. Quick shot. Good tip there by Curtin. Goes wide. Outlet pass for the Bearcats. I got my clock going a little bit late. Sorry about that. There's actually about 10 seconds less than it shows right now. About 30 seconds remaining. Newton trying to find Moss, who's streaking on the near side, from the far side, but broken up by the Bearcats. Bayshore with the sauce. They'll wave it off. They'll say that was touched. Comes all the way around to the far side, kept in by Bayshore. Big hit on the point. 5 seconds left. And that'll do it for period number 2.
What's going on?
All right, one frame to go. See if the Warriors can hold on, pull out a victory in this weekend on a positive note. 1 goal lead going into this third period. We're underway here in period number 3. Howick comes away with the face-off. Walcott and Robotham keep it below the blue line, trying to find Howick, who's back in the slot. Good little opportunity there right off the face-off. Downing controls the puck back in his own zone. Trying to skate around some traffic through the center ice on the far side. Skates past Robotham. He's got Howick in the slot, comes all the way back off his stick, though, and back to Walcott. Downing picks it up, back to Robotham. Warriors chip it in, returned right back by the Bearcats. Good play there by Downing to keep it in front of the blue line and out of the zone. Palmer picks it up. Palmer into the slot, shot, leg pad save. Rebound, kicks wide of the net. Howard trying to go after it, had to skate around the referee. He comes away with it, shot on target. Save, but rebound sent behind the net. Interference on somebody, we'll see. Number 8. Bayshore from the blue line, shot right on target, stick save, bounces up, and the rebound can't be corralled. Just bouncing around. Another shot goes wide. Griffin had a crack at it. Might have hit a defenseman off the shin guard and went wide. Bearcats the other direction. Phillips back with Bayshore, shot on target, saved by Fine. Whitlock digs it out. Whitlock up the far side. Griffin picks up the loose puck, streaking through center ice. Trying to stay onside. Griffin over the near side into the blue line. Shot off the side of the cage, turned aside by the Bearcats. Comes back to Phillips. He'll play it off the glass. Bayshore holds point. Just bounces off his stick, though. Comes back in the neutral zone. Phillips is back. Bayshore back checking. Shot saved by Fine and a rebound. Kept out and dug out. No goal. Right on the blue paint. Trickled onto the red line. And we're going to get a little hands in the face there. Probably that'll be Whitlock, and let's see who they got. That was Welsh. Welsh they got, I guess. Welsh had his hands up in the face there, so. Got Coach Travis in the booth here with us. Cheers.
Have an old style.
Have an old style here. There we go. A couple old styles on the camera. Let's spend the game here with the commoners in the booth cheering them on.
They're doing well.
They are doing well. They're inspired. They're trying to win one for the Gipper right now.
Let's go, boys.
Gonna finish on a high note.
This is it.
This is truly it. This is hard to get all these kids together for spring hockey. So this is the end of the road here for the Warriors 2011s, and looking to go out on a high note. It's been a great run with Travis and all his crew. Sad to see it end, but glad that it happened.
Couldn't thank Chad enough for doing this for all you guys at home watching. Love you, Mom and Dad.
Good to have everybody watching back home, especially for this last one. Puck trickles wide off the side of the cage again, turned away by Fine. Palmer comes away with it. Up the near side. Just over 12 minutes remaining in this period. Looks like we have some action behind the play. We're going to get two of them offsetting. Dooning goes in the box. Still 50 seconds or 51 seconds to burn off the penalty for Welsh. So shorthanded just a touch longer. Those will be offsetting penalties though. On the ice, we have Newton, Rabotham for forwards, Palmer and Phillips.
Penalties on ice.
Bearcats control the face-off. Take down there. Phillips, a little hand to the face and they yank down. But loose puck comes back to the Bearcats in the near corner. Trying to play it behind Fine, looking to set something up. Goes all the way back to the blue line. Shot goes wide, looking for a tip. Off the side of the cage initially, but pinched in there by Fine. He'll hang on to that one. Tough angle to get that one in there. I think Fine just kind of pinched that against the netting and held on for a face-off. We're just supposed to keep him on the bench if that happens. Exactly. The league will find you.
Yeah.
Bearcats control. Yes. 15 seconds left in the penalty. Loose puck comes out over the blue line. Howitt picks it up, clears the zone. That should do enough to burn off the penalty here. 5 seconds left as puck will trickle down. Be picked up by McCabe. Warriors back to full strength now. Just in time. It's a good little outlet pass coming out of the box sometime. Bearcats with a good heads up, though. They had a defenseman floating back just to protect against that. Chip back to the neutral zone, picked up by the Bearcats. Cross-ice pass, nobody home. Icing will be the call. We'll bring it back down. Thanks for coming in the booth, Coach. Coach Travis, leaving the booth. Thanks for coming up for the interview. And thanks for all you've done. It really is heck of a run. I've only been a part of it for 4 years, but it's been a great 4 years and a great way to spend the summers. Summer hockey schedule. A lot of Vegas and Calgary and this time Chicago, but definitely thankful for all the work he puts in and all the people he's impacted and the summer teams he's put together. And I can truly say this is probably the first time in the 4 years we've played we haven't been playing for a first place championship or worst case walking away with a third place title. So it's been a good run. Been a lot of fun, and many thanks to Coach Travis for all the stuff he's done over those years. 10.5 minutes remaining in this third period. Warriors hanging on to a 3-2 lead. Griffin picks up the puck, slides it around, trying to find Palmer, but kept at the blue line. Nobody really knew where it was. A chip back in, though. One Warrior, I should say, and two Bearcats in the corner. Finally cleared out. The Warriors get a chance to reset here. Picked up by Palmer at center ice. Palmer and Whitlock over the blue line. Drops it over to Welsh on the far side. Quick shot by Welsh. Gets tipped up high. The glove down by the Bearcat defense. Welsh turns, fires. Glove save. He'll hang on to that. We'll get a face-off in the offensive zone here. 9:34 remaining in the third period. Warriors control. They play it over to Phillips. He steps over a pass that was behind him. It's a good heads-up move so it doesn't go off his skate and back in the neutral zone. And then played it off the boards. Playing the bank shot there. Bearcats break up the play. They'll come up through center ice. Phillips is back with McCabe, and a good back check by Curtin breaks up the play. Phillips trying to get played into the far corner for McCabe, but broken up by a Bearcat. Eventually a couple touch passes, and it comes up the right side. Newton over to McCabe. Over to Curry. Drop pass from Moss. Shot off a stick of a defenseman, goes wide into the corner. Right back to Moss. Oh, Moss was trying to get it over there, looking for Newton, but just couldn't get a good stick on it. Phillips back to break up the play. Steals the puck, plays it back to McCabe. McCabe up the far side for Newton. Newton will stay there and take a line change. Phillips tangles with his man, loose puck, trickles back into the Warrior zone, picked up by Palmer. Palmer over to Moss. Moss tried to slide it down the ice, fanned on it, but comes back to a Bearcats player in the neutral zone. Howick providing pressure. A little back and forth here at center ice. No clear possession for a bit. McCabe picks it up. They wave it off. Must have got tipped by a stick or a skate on the way in. McCabe dumps it in. Ball caught chasing after it. Howick there along with Palmer and Robotham. All the way around to the far side, just under the 8-minute mark here in the third period. Four games in about 36 hours for these kids. They're wiped out, I'm sure. Trying to find that extra edge. Finish this strong here. 7:21 remaining. Had a offsides there. Robotham trying to drag the skate. Just couldn't quite hold it there. Offsides is the call. Full strength here, 7.5 minutes or so. Griffin takes the face off. Bearcats chip it in, it'll settle behind fine. Phillips trying to chip it up the boards, goes off the skate, trickles over the blue line, clears the zone. They got to wait, they're offsides. Griffin picks it up, trying to play it ahead, looking for Welsh, goes off his skate. Phillips tried to play it but didn't get a stick on it, which is fine because it ends up at the end of the ice for an icing call. 6:49 remaining.
Good to see you, sweetheart.
Phillips trying to keep it alive, bangs it off of the shin guard of a Bearcats player, but it comes back to McCabe. McCabe to Phillips. Phillips up the far side. Broken up by the Bearcats. Phillips digs it out though and plays it back to McCabe. Off the glass, looking for Whitlock, just out of his reach. Warriors will have to retreat. Offsides, delayed offsides is the call. Griffin corrals the puck in his own zone, circling beneath the blue line. Does a good job to evade one defender, then a second. Over the blue line, drop pass for Whitlock. Went off his stick and nobody else there, so Bearcats picked it up momentarily, but regained possession by Curtin. Curtin back to McCabe. McCabe to Moss. Moss over to Palmer. Hanging out on the blue line was Curtin. He steps in the zone, little drop pass for Palmer. Palmer in the high slot, plays it down low. Back to Palmer. Warriors looking for some insurance here. One more goal in the final 5 minutes would feel like some pretty good breathing room. Bearcats step through some poke checks. Fanned on the shot, drop pass in the slot, intercepted by Palmer.
Boys.
Palmer looking for Curtin on the near side. Great pass back to Moss. He stays onside. Moss back to Palmer. Shot off the side of the cage. He regains possession right in front. And Newton with a good look, but a better save by the goalie. Warriors control, back to Bayshore. Over to Howick, takes a crack at it, goes wide left into the corner. Good little pass right through the legs. Robotham fanned on it. Good little pass that snuck through all that traffic. Robotham took a swing at it, but didn't get a good shot off, and Bearcats rushed the other direction. Pass, nobody home. Picked off by Phillips in the near corner. Phillips up through center ice. He'll skate it through. Just over the red line, he'll flip it in. 4.5 remaining here. Shot goes wide right by Bayshore. Couldn't see what happened there, if there's a penalty on Howick or if that was for the player being down. It might be it looks like Howick's going to go off. Crash of the boards. It looks like they're sending Howick off, so maybe that was a 2-10 variety, but only 4 minutes left, so. I didn't see that, but. Not a great internet connection here for my iPad, so I'm not really able to see the replay. It's kind of spinning. So they've got Howick's name on the board here for the penalty, number 11, but I didn't quite see who they put in the box. Someone will serve that as the minute 30 penalty, and the 2-10, meaning Howick will be done for the rest of the game. That's too bad he can't just sit on the bench or serve the penalty, at least be out here since the game will be over. But understandably, that 2-10 would be enough to finish the game. So Howick goes off to the locker room. Can't quite tell who's in the box serving the quote 2 of the 2-10, even though it's only a minute 30. The Warriors down 1 man for the time being. McCabe, Griffin, Palmer, and Whitlock are on the ice for the 5-on-4. Palmer picks it up, fires it over the blue line, clears the zone. Trapped though at center ice. Trying to get that down for no icing though. They're on the penalty kill, but with the empty net, trying to get that in there for an empty net goal. So almost 4 minutes here, but Bearcats going with the aggressive play here with an existing power play. They'll make it a 2-man advantage with the empty net. Who wants it? Griffin shot, scores. So the unique situation there of a technically shorthanded goal. However, it was an empty net goal. Aggressive play, understandably, happens quite often. Not unique, but aggressive play to pull the goalie with 4 minutes left. Trying to take advantage of that extra attacker and a 2-man advantage here and try and tie it up in a tight game. But backfired for the Bearcats, and the Warriors go up 4-2, so not to jinx anything, but 2-goal lead with 3 minutes left. Looking pretty good for the Warriors here to finish this weekend strong. a good non-high stick there by the Bearcat trying to knock it down. Just went a little too far. Welsh chases after it. Good forecheck pressure by Welsh. He comes away with the puck. Good to see the fight all the way to the end. He plays it back to Palmer. Palmer with a little floater into the goalie. He'll hang on to that one. .245 left. So far, so good in the stands. No hockey mom fights seem to be brewing, so we might end this one peacefully. Moss chasing after it, trying to get around a defenseman. A couple poke checks. They send it back to the point, trying to get it back to Phillips. And we're going to get a trip there as Palmer touches it up. Not a real egregious one, but definitely a trip. Got the stick caught up in there. We'll see what they do again. It's 4-2. Still not out of reach. You'd think if it justified pulling the goalie the last time, they may try it again, unless they're just gun shy and they got burned and don't want to do it again. But one-man advantage here, 5-on-4, unless they pull the goalie. 2:23 remaining. Warriors win the face-off, send it all the way down. Phillips chasing after it. He'll hit the brakes. Trying to pull it back. Up the near boards looking for Newton. Chipped it over to Moss, who sent it all the way to the length of the ice. Minute 50 left in the game and 1 minute left in the penalty. Right in front, Moss fires off the cage. I should say the cage, literally the face mask of the goalie in this case. Point blank shot by Moss. Got another penalty coming here. Curtin will go off, and this time will be a little father-son moment. So I jumped the gun last time calling that one, but Curtin in the box with 1:36 remaining and a minute 30 penalty going up. So Curtin will spend all but the final 6 seconds in the penalty box. And it looks like got Palmer in there as well for another 40. Puck picked up behind the net by the Bearcats. Trying to send it to the point. Nobody home, though. Got tripped up. Walcott, or Whitlock, I should say, in a foot race. Trying to come away with the puck for the empty netter. Bearcats take a shot, goes off the post. Wide, and they score. Bearcats sneak it in. The first shot hit the post. It came back out. Couldn't corral the rebound. So just another couple seconds that would have resulted in the penalty to Palmer being over, and that would have brought Curtin back out of the box. But unfortunately, it was almost expired, not quite expired, so it does bring Palmer out of the box, but still playing shorthanded while Curtin serves the end of it. I'll let my clock catch up here. Sorry I had that running. There's about 50 seconds. Still an empty net situation. Puck trickles wide. Whitlock fanned on it, trying to get it in there. Saved by Fine. Great save by Fine there as that puck trickled all the way through the crease. All right, my clock is in sync now. It is about 30 seconds left. Empty net for the Bearcats.
Go, go, go! 20 seconds!
Bearcats with the two-man advantage, 6-on-4, trying to make something happen. Loose puck picked up by Griffin. He tries to get it out of there. Does clear the zone, but it hits a defender. 9 seconds left. McCabe trying to control the puck. 2 seconds left. And that'll do it. Warriors finish it off 4-3. Tough battle. Had a little cushion there at the end with the 4-2 and thought it might be a little bit of a breathing room to the end, but Bearcats made it interesting. Last minute or so brought it back to a 1-goal game, so an exciting finish here. But I forgot to put that goal up there. Sorry about that. So 4-3 was the final. I apologize for not getting that goal up there, but it was 4-3 for the last minute and a half, so that made it interesting for sure. But the Warriors hang on, get the final victory, or the final game turns out in a victory for them. Does bring an end to the Rocky Mountain Warriors 2011 campaign for this year, as well as a good long run that they've been doing this. As I mentioned earlier, I've been part of it for 4 years, and I know a lot of folks who are part of it longer than that, and some folks that haven't made every year, but they've always been exciting, always been fun, always been for the right reasons, and Coach Travis has done a great job taking care of these kids, holding them to high expectations, teaching them great lessons to be young men, holding their own here and supporting each other as well. So it's been a heck of a ride, and also my retirement from broadcasting officially. I always say that, but with the Warriors coming to an end, that does bring an end to my broadcasting. So it's been a lot of fun for me, a lot of fun to be with the families out here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for all the memories. A lot of good overtime games, a lot of good championships, but been fun to be a part of it. So signing off for now and for good. Go Warriors.